there, I'm Betsy Joseph with a new show for Mashpee TV called On Deck, a talk show with myself and 3 co-hosts. You may notice one isn't here today. Tracy LeBlante is out of town and will be joining us next time. But today I have Annie Hartkuhl and Christine Ernst, whom I would like to introduce to you. Annie?
Hi, thank you for having me, Betsy.
Tell us about yourself and how you got here.
Well, gosh, I've been on Cape Cod for over 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm kind of embarrassed to say that. That's a long time, huh? But, live in West Falmouth, married, dogs, cats, daughters. Love it. I love Cape Cod. I work for Sotheby's. I also am a justice of the peace.
Oh.
Yeah, so I do a lot of weddings and have a lot of fun. I'm a glass half full kind of girl.
Like that. I like that. I think we all are. That's why we want to do the show.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Right?
That's why we're here.
And Christine, I just want to say that I meant because I'm taking a writing course called What's Your Story, Morning Glory, and Christine is the teacher of that amongst all the other things you do. And that's on Saturday mornings at the Katuitt Center, and I am loving that.
Me too. It's always a great class.
Fun. So, and tell us more about yourself because you do other stuff.
I'm Christine Ernst. I've been on the Cape since 1989, which is almost as long as you.
Yeah.
I have 2 daughters and a wonderful husband. I live in Sandwich. I work for 2 awesome nonprofits. I make jewelry. I play the piano poorly. I love to cook. I'm happy to be here. This is so much fun. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I also have a wonderful husband, 2 wonderful children, and a son-in-law who's also wonderful, 2 grandchildren. And I have only been on the Cape for 4 years.
Wow, and you've just really gotten into it here, Beth.
Well, I was really, really worried when I retired from teaching that I would have nothing to do. And my former principal laughs because I have been pretty busy. But with all the things I've done in the past 4 years, when I got involved with this, I'm having the most fun. I read the Senior Center News monthly on the cable TV, and it's really fun. Everybody's really fun to work with. And so now we're going to be doing this.
Yay.
This is great. This is great. So I would like to introduce everyone to some clips that we took at the Quashnet School in Mashpee on Election Day. So would you share who you were supporting with us?
Yeah, I supported Trump and Pence for 2016.
You did?
I did.
Can you tell us why?
I'm really not happy with the American political system, the way it's been going in the last, especially with the Obama administration. I'm just kind of looking for a change.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. All of his comments about women, et cetera, the past few weeks, how do you feel about those?
Not good at all. I don't support his antics. I don't really support the way he holds himself all the time. But in terms of him versus Hillary, I couldn't in good conscience put a vote for Hillary Clinton.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Would you want to share with us who you supported?
Presidentially?
Yes.
Sure, Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And any particular reason why?
Because I think she'll best serve my purpose.
Because?
Well, she's got experience. How you doing? And she's got a proven track record. Besides all the other, negative things that are going on now in the, in the media.
I hear you.
I think she'll do a fine job.
Okay. Well, I voted for Hillary because I don't agree with most of what Trump says. He's obnoxious and racist, and especially being a Native American. He doesn't appreciate us or acknowledge us as human beings at all, along with all the other minorities in America. And that's what makes America great, is how diverse we are, not being racist.
Okay. Who do you support today?
Oh, that's private.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you that.
What do you think of the
Can't
whole...
you tell from my shirt?
I think I can tell from
Okay,
your
take a wild
libertarian
guess.
shirt.
Take a wild guess.
Tell me something. What do you think of the whole process the past few weeks? What's been going on?
Outrageous.
Because?
Because of the backbiting and not coming up as they should have, the 2 major party, with specifics on what they're going to do. That's the thing that was lacking.
They didn't spend much time talking about that, did they?
No, they didn't.
Okay. Would you share who you supported with us?
Yes, why not?
Okay.
I don't care. I love Hillary. Hillary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I hope
Okay.
she wins.
Okay. And you hope she wins also?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about it. Why? Why do you think she's the best candidate?
I think she have more experience and she good for our country.
Hi there. Would you share with us who you voted for today?
Certainly, Trump.
And why?
Because less of two evils.
Lesser of two evils. Okay. And you?
I also voted for Trump.
Okay. This is what I wanted to ask a woman who voted for Trump. After all that he said in the news the past couple of weeks, how do you justify that? What are you thinking?
Because I think Hillary Clinton should be in jail.
Because?
Because she's crooked and corrupt, and I think the country needs a big change. And so I'm overlooking the small stuff.
Just shown the clip of the people that we interviewed coming out of school the day of the election.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so
Surprise.
yeah, right. I think that from my perspective, I felt, aside from disappointed, the next day, I was more disappointed by the fact that I felt duped. That I felt like the polls had led me the wrong way. Did anybody else get that sense?
Oh, yeah.
Like I really wasn't in touch with Middle America, or since then I've heard a lot of pollsters and people come out, pundits, saying things like the Trump supporters were afraid to talk about it because there was such animosity, and it was the election of hate. I mean, let's just say that neither one of them handled themselves well. So
Wait, I gotta disagree with that.
I
Okay.
disagree. I think
Christine,
Hillary was elegant and stayed the course, and her ability to maintain such composure under such an attack
Okay.
in all venues was
And
really impressive.
And isn't that great that we can agree to disagree on that?
Yeah.
Because this is what our country's about. But there were some people that felt wholeheartedly that neither of them did and wouldn't speak because they didn't want to get shut down or disagreed with or arguments or all of that. So I think I was just profoundly stunned by I just knew she had it.
Me too.
I
was
just knew she had it.
devastated. My 7-year-old daughter woke up and she asked who won, and I told her, and she burst into tears. Like that's
She
how much
did.
it has trickled down. Even she has an immigrant classmate at school and was worried for this girl.
I've heard that a lot. A lot of school-age children, elementary school-age children, were crying.
Have fear. My older daughter's in New York City, and she said that the city right now is in a kind of mourning and sort of a stunned state.
And kids learn from their parents and what their parents' beliefs are. So it becomes very difficult because the whole family's grieving.
It
You know,
feels
you really
like a
have
grief.
you really have to pick up.
What this past
the young
week has
people.
felt like for me was when I was diagnosed with cancer, and I didn't understand that till Thursday or Friday, and when it finally struck me, like, yes, I've just received terrible news. I don't know what the outcome will be. The foreseeable future is going to be really awful and scary, and I might not survive.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things I love about you, Christine, is that you are not afraid to say what you feel, but you also know for your own health to stay off social media right now because it is dangerous to your psyche, to your.
But that part that you said about feeling duped, I feel like we've been in a bubble for the past 18 months.
Yeah, I agree.
can't trust all my reliable news sources. All of my social media. I feel that on social media I've just been talking to everyone who agrees with me, and the same with my news. My go-to sources have just been spoon feeding me exactly what I wanted to hear,
Yeah.
and I was out of the loop. I'm embarrassed. I'm so sad, and I'm trying to understand how to activate and work for the good going forward, while still feeling so upset and that I really feel this country's made a choice for a horrible individual, and that's shaming. But that's my opinion.
Well, we're going to hear a lot in the coming months.
Right.
We were hearing a lot in the past week. So we're going to just have to see what happens and keep our fingers crossed. And
You know what? Still the best country in the world. Still the best country in the world.
Absolutely.
And the only way we're going to heal this is if we, continue to voice our opinions, because we have the right to do that, but stand behind our nation.
I think
We
we
have to
also have to activate in a new way. Our policy, at least my policy
Absolutely.
of social media and preaching to the choir, basically. I think we need to up our game in order to affect change.
I 100% agree.
100%,
We all
yeah.
agree with that. So we have work to do. We're reading and we're reading and we're reading all these election things, but finally this past week I decided I want to read a book.
Yay.
Okay? And we thought we would always do a segment on the show and talk about what great things we were reading.
Okay.
So Andy, what you reading?
Well, actually, I'm not reading a novel. Is that okay?
It's okay for you to read whatever you want.
Whoops. Yeah, no, I'm a business planner because I'm an independent contractor as a real estate agent. But I also like to teach people how to manage their business. So I'm reading a lot of books on how to do that and learning some of the old but new tricks of the trade. And I'm having a lot of fun with it because that stuff lights me up.
Yeah? How about you, Christine? Reading anything lately?
I have stacks of novels all over the house. And I have, oh gosh, everywhere in my house there's a beautiful place to sit and read with a reading lamp and a stack of books next to it. And right now I am sort of in withdrawal from the election. I'm catching up on all the back issues of the Sunday New York Times book reviews.
Okay.
So she can plan what
Yeah.
book she's going to read.
See,
to
that's
add to
good.
those stacks that
I
I
love
may or
that.
may not ever get to. But that's the favorite part of the paper for me. That and the little beehive hex puzzle in the
I love
magazine
that too.
that Michael and I do in bed on Sunday mornings.
Oh.
So we figured out we pay $175 a year for the Sunday New York Times,
And that's all you do.
and that's the book review, which I pile up. But Sundays are a kind of busy day for us because we do a lot of theater. So if we have time to stay in bed with coffee and do the hex, which takes maybe 20 minutes, maybe 15 if we're really good.
Yeah.
Relationship maintenance, that hex.
Yeah. It's almost like foreplay, but no. Yeah, that's what I'm reading. What are you reading, Beth?
I read a lot of things because I'm not as busy as I used to be, and I'm doing something really sinful, which is reading sometimes in the afternoon.
I love
which
it.
I've never
Sinful,
done.
not
I've never
sinful.
done that in my life, and I feel really guilty when I'm doing it.
Oh, please
But
enjoy it.
I am enjoying it. I just finished.
I have reading
Commonwealth.
envy.
Reading envy.
Try Commonwealth by Ann Patchett.
Okay.
Oh, I
It's
love
an
Ann Patchett.
interesting, yeah,
She's one of my favorites.
interesting family.
I have
book
like
to
4 of her
read.
novels in those stacks all
Oh,
over
you
my
do?
house that I haven't gotten to yet. I'm still thrilled with Bel Canto.
Good author, yeah. And I'm embarrassed to tell you, after 36 years of doing Thanksgiving for groups from 30 people to 5 people or whatever, I'm still reading cookbooks and Thanksgiving
But how much
recipes at
fun
this
is
time.
that?
It is fun.
It mixes it up for you.
I still make the same things every single year, but
Yeah.
It's
I'm
fun
just
to
looking to
check
see if
it out.
anything's changed.
Like what?
You know, like maybe we're not
Stuffing?
having turkey this year and everybody's having something else. Or
Maybe you're going to smoke the turkey.
We're going to spatchcock a turkey.
I want to
What?
do
Heard about
that.
that? Spatchcock
Yes.
a turkey?
I just
to
have
me.
been
You
talking about
take
it.
a big turkey and you like break its back and make it flat, and you can
You cut
do
out
it in
the
oven,
backbone.
or you can even do it in the grill. But it cooks twice as fast and it's supposed to be twice as juicy with crispier skin. Because you sort of increase the real estate.
That sounds pretty good.
Of the
It's
Yeah.
good to do it
Yeah.
on a grill because I heard just the other day it's very, very messy to do it in the house.
Okay.
I guess you cook it at a high heat and.
Well, you don't.
whatever.
Yeah.
No?
Okay.
I don't know. I
Messy?
want to hear
wonder
how
messy. I
that.
wonder why would it be messy?
Well, I was talking
turkeys
about.
are fairly oily, so
yeah.
it's probably
Spatter.
oil. Yeah,
I was
maybe.
talking about spatchcocking a chicken.
Yeah.
And doing it on a frying pan. They said that would be crazy,
Oh, yeah.
messy, and all that.
So
So
the
I
grill
thought
would
I'd
be
do
the
it
way
on
to
the
go.
grill. Oh, I want to know how that goes. I have another friend who's.
So do you have to
deep
pre-cook
frying.
it before you put it on the grill?
No.
You take, no, it's probably
Bunky.
It's a big bird with. You probably need some tools and stuff to spatchcock it, like a.
Sounds like something Michael's up for.
Maybe.
I don't think I
it would
could
be messy,
witness
I don't
it,
know.
quite frankly.
I've spatchcocked little chickens, but I've never done a whole turkey. Are you hosting?
I'm hosting,
With all
but
your new recipes?
with all my one new recipe, I'm hosting, but it's a small Thanksgiving, just my 2 children, my daughter's husband, my grandchildren. So and we're getting very excited because we have kind of a neighborhood football game that we started last year. So we're all very excited to be going down to the
Neighborhood football
driving
game?
range.
It's very
and we're gonna
Kennedy
play
of you.
football. I thought so.
Yeah.
My husband is the coach. He was a coach for 30 years, a football coach. So he likes to boss
wow.
people around, and he's going to do that Thursday morning.
Are you playing
At
or
10:30.
just cheering?
I'm not playing. I am bringing apple cider donuts and hot chocolate.
She's the cheerleader.
nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be the cheerleader.
Yeah, good.
Is this like tackle football or tag?
I think It's like touch. I'm not
thinking
so good
it's
with
touch.
the, yeah. I don't know. I think
I wouldn't tackle
We wouldn't want the
football.
head injuries at Thanksgiving.
the problem is a lot of the men last year over 55 got injured because they wanted to play tackle football and pretend that they were kids again. So a couple of them have withdrawn this year, and they've gotten
Their support
more
staff now.
young kids.
We need to
yes.
get some coach
Yes.
jackets for them.
Speaking of men,
jackets.
we had a
Speaking of
guy
men.
here at Mashpee TV who did an art show on Saturday
Oh,
that
yeah.
was so
Is that some of the
Beautiful.
Stephanie love?
it
oh
is.
my gosh.
It is. His
Luminous.
name is Jeff Rajic. He has some magnificent paintings outside. I'm very excited. Let's go meet Jeff at his house now.
My entire life has been about experience and experiential, which kind of brings together all the elements of art. And so for years and years and years, I've always been that person that would look at something and see something different, you know, whether it was, lightning strikes or, fish bubbling or whatever it may be, or even in the world of business, I would always find some different space. And over the last few years, have really found the passion of really focusing in on that process, but defining it as art. So left the commercial side and was fortunate enough to be able to fund my passions and move to the Cape, and we're here. And so I wake up every morning, and I feel fortunate to be able to start my day with the environment around us. I used to do oils, now I do acrylics because I like things quick, so I don't like to have to go through the process of the oil, although I used to like that. Now I like the process of just setting up, having what I need, and then combining that also with digital. I actually will sketch in my iPad. So the excuse of not having the brush or not having the right color, you can't use that excuse. You got to, you're now, if you're going to do it, damn it, just go do it. The world is a big, big place, but what's definitely consistent are colors and emotions and human beings, and there's good and evil, I get all that, but as an artist, it's like, man, we're fortunate to be able to be able to see and feel and express. I think that was what the whole thing for me was. It was wild. It was great.
He's really great. I want you to meet him. But I just want our viewers to know that our gallery is open every day from 1 to 5. And if you have a chance, you must come down and see this artwork. It's gorgeous.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just poke your head in. It's wonderful.
Another great story.
Yes.
You're from Sandwich, right?
Yep.
Have you been to the Fisherman's View
Oh, I
restaurant?
haven't. I've seen it though because I walked
But
the
we're
canal a
intrigued.
lot.
Yeah.
We're intrigued
Because we
It's-
remember the old lobster clam place there, right?
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe's fish market was
Fish
there,
market, yeah, the fish market.
which got bulldozed, and this place went up in a jiffy. I want to know what happened. Hey, Sandwich Selectman, hi, Sandwich. How did that get in so fast? How did that get built so fast and bypass all those like normal zoning laws and bureaucracies? And I'm curious.
Remember we were doing the political discussion at the beginning of the show?
Yeah. oh, sorry.
Edit that.
In any case, we had a great time with the Colbert family down at Fisherman's View.
Oh, great.
And we have a whole story that we want to show you. Elizabeth, his daughter, spent the day with us, showing
Nice.
us the restaurant, the fish market, and then wasn't sure if she wanted us to go down to the boat that was going out because she
wow.
said it didn't smell very good down there. I couldn't imagine what she meant. Then I went down there and there were like pounds and pounds of skate that was, but it was a great day. And it's a great restaurant. I've been there 4 times.
Well, the good news
Four
is the
times.
camera didn't pick up the smell.
No, it didn't. But I haven't quite forgotten it. But so we'll go to that.
brother Denny and I and our families, we have 3 commercial fishing boats that fish year-round. And all fishermen always want to sell their own product. They want to be fully integrated, and they want to sell their product right to the consumer. So when we saw this land come up, we've been looking at this land for 30 years. Our boats are right over here behind us. So we actually have retail, wholesale, bar component, and a restaurant component to it. Never been in the restaurant business. We took our time and we had a little over 500 people that we interviewed for different positions in the restaurant, and we really feel we got the cream of the crop. We took our time, and even our head chef went through, I think, 9 different interviews before we finally said welcome aboard to him. But so we feel very blessed on that part of it, you know. There's quite a few members of our family here. Our wives are here, our children, most of our children are here. Our daughter Elizabeth is actually the COO here. Then we have my brother Tommy, who runs the seafood, retail seafood and wholesale division part of this. His wife works here as a manager. His oldest son, Tom, is an assistant manager in that same department. And then during the summertime, there are culverts everywhere here. There's nieces and nephews, sons and daughters there. You can't look too far without running into a culvert around here.
Well, this is the embarrassing thing. I've been there 4 times, and I've had, I shouldn't say this, I've had the same thing.
Oh, 4 times? Betsy.
Warm, buttered lobster roll. I'm from Connecticut. I've had those there. Never been able to find
fried
it here.
clams?
They don't.
Do they fry?
You know what? I don't even remember if they had fried clams on the menu. But other people we were with had other things. They thought it was great. They have great cornbread that they put at your table, homemade. But you don't get a warm buttered lobster roll that often on Cape Cod.
Huh.
Really?
I didn't know that. I'm not a lobster eater.
Oh, but you might be if you had this.
Okay.
It was delicious.
I don't think I need anything else yummy to know about.
I hear you. We've been talking a lot about stress during the holidays. Everybody gets a little bit crazy at this time of year, so I've been reading a lot of articles on how to relax and de-stress. There are a few different ways. One of the ways that I'm particularly interested in is giving back to others. If you can realize that you're very fortunate, that there are others who aren't as fortunate, you might just feel a little bit better. Today, I'm talking with Officer Catanese, who's heading the toy drive in Mashpee, along with your fellow police officers. Could you tell us about this toy drive, how it started, when it is, where it is?
Yeah, absolutely. The toy drive started with a born firefighter about 15 years ago who decided that in a dramatic effort to collect toys and foods for the holidays, he was going to live outside and be able to collect these toys over a 24-hour period over multiple days. In that 15 years, a number of departments have jumped on board with over a dozen agencies now taking place across Cape Cod and in the area. We jumped on board with the Mashpee Fire Department, who's been doing it for years, last year, and we had a great time. It really was nice to see the community coming out with us. The toys will be collected for the Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots program, and the food and monetary donations will be going to local food pantries. So for Mashpee, all food and money will be going to Christ the King Parish and their food pantry to go to a local family.
And that's great. So where does the toy drive take place, and when does the toy drive take place?
The start date will be December 7th at 8 a.m., going until December 11th at 3 p.m. Every community has their individual location. Our camp will be at the Mashpee Rotary over by Smitty's Ice Cream in the Motion store.
When you say your camp, what do you mean by that?
What we'll have is we'll have a bonfire, we'll have some tents, and essentially police and fire personnel will be manning the station and living 24 hours a day to collect non-perishable items for the food pantry, as well as toys for the Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots program to be donated over the holiday season.
So you're actually going to be living, sleeping, eating at the Rotary?
Yes, ma'am. For 24 hours through that time, we'll be there
Sounds great.
day and night.
So we could bring toys and food and whatever else we want at any time?
At any time.
I could wake up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. and say, I think I'll bring Officer Catanese some cookies, and that'll be good?
Yeah, Officer Catanese doesn't turn down cookies. But yeah, actually, we had a gentleman do that last year. He got up and ended up coming up to us 3 times throughout the day. He came to us in the morning, decided he wasn't satisfied, came back in the evening, and we saw him in the very late hours, which was a nice surprise.
Actually, I remember the toy drive last year. I've only lived here for a few years, and I had heard about it, and I brought some toys down. And it was such a good feeling. It really made me stop and think about, not myself and my family, but that there are people out there that are having a hard time eating and giving their kids toys to play with.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've definitely seen it in our community. For instance, on Sunday, Officer Nardone and I did kind of a last-minute impromptu Stuff a Cruiser event at Roach Brothers.
I saw you there.
Did you?
Yeah. I noticed someone was putting bags into police.
Yep. We came up with, or Officer Nardone came up with the idea to basically fill a cruiser before the Thanksgiving holiday approached for some extra donations to the food pantry. So we went down, set up shop for about 3.5 hours, and filled 2 cars full of non-perishable items.
That's
and
great.
took $500 in donations, all of which went directly to Christ the King's food parish.
Fantastic.
Or food pantry.
One more question I have for you. With the toys, are they new toys, gently used toys? What are you looking for?
Typically what we get is a new toy, a new unwrapped toy. But I mean, we certainly haven't turned away anything.
Okay. Well, that is great. We talk about community heroes, important people in our community, and certainly you and the rest of the police force are our heroes. Thank you so much for being with us
Very
today.
kind of you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Well, that concludes our very first show on deck. Yay! Good for us. That was fun. I want you to think about this for our next show.
Okay.
What do you do to de-stress, to relax over the holidays? Let's try our meditating,
Okay.
see how it goes. Okay?
All right. We have homework.
We have homework,
All right.
and thank you very much for joining us for our first segment of On Deck here at Mashpee